No, no, no. Never in a long time have I thought about having one. The only times I think about having one in my imagination is when I listen to oldies music. That's a whole different conversation when it comes to the music industry, when love music and music in general is just better in terms of expressing one another's feelings towards others. Other than listening to oldies music, I don't think about, don't want, intend, don't have any intentions on having a fiance. Now, I'm gonna start off with the obvious reason: the cost of living in the United States, and it can kind of say worldwide as well, with the inflation craze that's going on. To know that I have to work harder than decades ago to live a simple life is just baffling to me. And it would be baffling to just know that I have to just work hard to get less. In the grand scheme of things, it's a scam. And to just get up and leave, if I'm providing, giving you anything you possibly want as a man, right? Not enough and you get up and leave. I think to myself, why not just be alone? Where I'm not walking on eggshells, I'm not hoping, I'm not praying. I hope, spending $5,000 on this watch was enough. I hope spending $10,000 on this vacation was enough. I hope this and that is enough. And it might not be enough, so you could just get up and leave. And this is what, happens in relationships. This is why women enough. And so this goes back to the whole thing with the older music. I mean, the older music thing that was said back then was happy wife, happy life. That sounds so laughable today. The high divorce rates, the messed up court systems towards the men when it comes to the finances and the belongings and the kids and everything like that is corrupted. That is so. Would you want to be under a system that rewards the woman for wanting to leave? And you put in all the work. You put in all the work. The man. Other thing I'm going to get into is the American culture. Now, me, myself, I want to travel. I don't know about you. If you do not want to travel, even live in the United States or any Western country for the rest of your life, a very, very long time, I feel so goddamn bad for you. I feel horrified for you. I mean, to think that the standards of the women here is the rest of the world is just disturbing to me. See, each part of the world has different cultures, you have different religions like that, right? If you go somewhere else where most women's standards are different, or they don't care, you keep up with the Joneses or whatever, you probably think differently about women. Now, me personally, I think very horribly about women in America. When it comes to dating and wanting to have a family, if I really want to get a serious relationship started, it couldn't happen. And the thing is that you could do a bunch of hunting for the right one. It's just still may not be the one you want to be with. And I really think that there needs to be come a time and place where this should be taken a lot more seriously, because there's a bunch of articles that keep on being made about the obvious birth decline, the obvious rise that people want to be single, including me, right? And this culture of these high divorce rates and women in their thousands of standards coming that they want from a man, this stuff, this crap. And don't get me wrong, a man should always, protect it. But the thing of it is that they're pushing it to the limits as to where it's very unbearable and it's very silly. Now, me personally, I want to go to East Asia if I want to start dating women, particularly the Philippines. I always thought that the country looked really beautiful. I was always interested in the culture and the food and things like that. Is it a perfect country? No. There's a lot of issues over there as well as here. Try dating over there than here, and especially in the Northeast and United States. I remember ChatGPT, or either ChatGPT, Claude, or Kimmy, whatever AI I was using. It was Kimmy, I believe. And since I don't want to have any children, that would be a problem in their culture, because this is the only obstacle, because it's expected for you to have kids. But that's a whole different topic for another time. But yeah, a lot of women want to keep up with the Joneses, or a lot of women want men to keep up with the Joneses. If you go to a Macy's or a Nordstrom or a TJ Maxx or any department store, general department store, most of those stores have most of the store being a women's section. This means that you're going to spend more money. This means you spend more time shopping. Don't get me wrong, I have my fair share of buying things that I want, but I think, right, you will sometimes have to ask where a man, if you're a man, you have to sometimes ask where the men's section is or look at the signs. If you're a woman, all the women's clothes are going to be right there most of the time. They spend more and you have to work harder to satisfy them. And then like at the beginning, they could get up and leave because it might not be enough. They might find someone richer than you and they'll just get up and leave. And that's something you can't stop, obviously, but the thing in my mind is like, I wish I could stop it. I wish I could freaking stop it, where I can do the right things, I can go above and beyond, and they're not happy. They want more. But another thing is going to be society. Now, society will always, and obviously want to know when or if you have a spouse. And here's how I go about the conversation. I say, I'm worried about my money. Me getting with somebody will not bring more money in my bank, but take more of the bank, you know, because you at the time, you know. And you always see these wars online and all these things about women saying women and men going 50-50 is an issue. And I can understand that. Obviously, when I'm talking about global scale, Muslim countries are places where 50-50 is an issue because it's against their religion. Other than that, it's subjective. I think people should be open to what they want in the relationship, and it shouldn't be this whole general men are trash if they're going 50-50 because times are tough. I live close to one of the most expensive cities in the United States, so that would be an immediate turn off right there. Is I understand I have to be the provider, but come on, what? Walk away if you don't like anything. You don't like, you know, how much things are. They don't like the way things are. They could just walk away and leave you. But anyways, my main point with the society is that it depends on the culture as well. But society wants you to have a spouse, and my thing about it is that when people try to come at you and bully you about it or keep asking about it, now it does get very annoying. Well, luckily in my life currently, it's not happening where people keep asking me, hey, when are you gonna get a girlfriend? Or, hey, when's that day gonna come? I'm so freaking glad that talk has died down currently in my life. And when it comes back up again, I might talk about it, I might not talk about it. It is what it is, but still, it requires anxiety. I remember working at my previous job and these thoughts were running in my head, even my job right now, but you think you gotta do all this for her. All this for her, though. Waking up in the morning and going to work and all this to possibly come home and, I don't know, get into an argument, get into a fight, get into a disagreement. And I know I aren't perfect, but the thing of it is, I just want my freaking peace. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I want my freaking peace, you know, and that goes away from you more and more once you have that spouse. Once you have that spouse, you having peace is going to be so, well, it depends on who you're dealing with, but making a generalization, the amount of peace in your life decreases. And this can also lead into other factors as well when traveling or when going out to events and things like that. She might want to do something and you might want to do something else. And when you're alone, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, right? So sometimes you got to take accountability and, you know, let her have a turn, things like that. I don't know. Maybe it's me since I go alone most of the time. I don't go out with friends or obviously don't have a spouse. So I call her and I like that. I call them the shots instead of perhaps get into an argument or perhaps get into a disagreement or me just be, you know, compromising my time to let her do what she wants to do. Excuse me. So takeaway is what society says and forget what the American culture is like. There's more in the world than that. Now, I really think that things need to change and I shouldn't be listening to oldies music thinking about how things used to be, which will not be coming back. If traditional practices came back, then I wouldn't have to do a video like this. These conversations wouldn't be had about these ridiculous amount of standards that these women want or have. And so culture really needs to change in the United States and the Western world, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon due to the fact that we make a lot more money than most other second or obviously third world countries. We get spoiled, get attracted to luxurious things, and there you have it. Bag chasing after who can make more money or what man they can get with that can make them happy and make them more money, whatever they want, right? Like the whole fantasy of Western women, not all, a lot of them, is they're looking for somebody perfect. I would never understand that. Now, maybe the Disney movies and the girlfriend talks just get over their head and they really think, hey, the perfect man out there, no mistakes, makes a lot of money, nice body, whatever they're looking for. And so why compete when you're never going to be happy? That's where I really think about it.